What's up, guys? Today's gonna be another episode on the Impreza. Just a little update, and we're also gonna try, I think today we're gonna actually finish all the body work on the car. So it's been a little while since I did anything since the last video. I can't really remember what I did last. I think I did the front and rear bump. Oh wait, no. I did the fuel lid, the delete, the shaving of it. So actually the other day I actually finished that. So right now I'll actually show you it. So this is it, all said and done. Now if you watch the last video, I'll put a link to it in right up top right now. And what we did is that I cut the inside of this flush because it kind of recessed in to where the factory quarter panel is. This car, if you watch one of the last videos, I cut the factory quarter panel out. So now what I have is it's just open on the inside. But so I have a fuel cell in the back, so I don't need this opening for the gas cap and all that. So I actually went ahead and I shaved it. So if you watch the last video, what I did is I taped the outside of this and I fiberglassed the inside to try and get the shape. So then off camera, I came back the day after and I checked it out. I peeled the tape off and it actually looked really good. It just needed a light layer of Bondo on it, so that's what I did. Just the other day I actually did the Bondo on it and I just finished sanding it. I think it was yesterday or it was the other day. But it's perfectly smooth. Once it's wrapped, you won't even be able to tell that there was a fuel door there, or that there was a hole for that matter. And I think it's gonna look great. I'm actually extremely happy with how it came out. And it was my first time trying to do anything like that, like shave a piece. So I'm extremely happy with how that came out. So besides that, I think today is finally gonna be the day that we put the side skirts on. I have to see if I have a cutoff wheel. My buddy Matt was just here the other day using my cutoff tool. But the front bumper is on. Everything is on. It's all fitted. I drilled the holes for the sides. So those are bolted on both sides. You know, the lights fit. The grill fits. The corner lights I haven't put back in just because it needs to be wrapped, so I'm not going to bother putting those in right now. I bought brand new from Subaru over in Japan the little I'm gonna call it the fog light like plate bracket that goes on the outside on the inside, and it bolts the fog light to it. I ordered those from Japan. Those actually came in last week, so I just need to order fog lights now for that. And then I have to see if I'm going to do a front mount or not. Now if you watched the videos before, I said that I wanted to do a front mount, which I still want to do, but it's kind of difficult to sell that top mount for some reason. I don't know why. I have it up for $100, so I don't know why no one's buying it. But the front mount kits that I want to get is a couple $100s, and I haven't really told anyone yet, and especially not you guys on YouTube, but I just bought a house. And if any of my viewers bought houses, it's a lot of money, and it's a lot of money to put down at first. So all of the, I don't want to say all of the money I was going to put into the Impreza, but you know, the couple $100s here and there that I was going to throw at the Impreza, just to make it a little bit better, like the front mount. I wanted to get rear brakes that are going to kind of match the ISE big brake kit that I'm going to put on it. Just a bunch of small things that we're going to build. You know, they're only a couple $100s each, but there was a few of them, so it's going to build up and it's going to build up, and soon it's going to be $1,000, if not more. So now with me just buying my house, and literally yesterday I just spent like $8 on furniture because I literally don't have anything. It was a lot of money, and all of that money, well, some of the money I was going to put into the Impreza now just went to house stuff and furniture and a bunch of other random things that I didn't think I'd need to spend money on, but I actually do in order to live at my house. So some of the things aren't going to get done to the Impreza, just like the front mount. I was going to do a bigger turbo, some injectors, some stuff like that, like a tuner. Gonna try and get all that stuff done, but it'll run and drive how it is now, so I think that's how I'm gonna leave it for now. Like, obviously I still need to get it wrapped, I need to get wheels and tires for it, and I have the big brake kit in the front of the BRZ that I'm going to put on that as a hand-me-down. So that's I have. So that's a big brake kit is free. So I'm perfectly happy with free. But so let me just run you through what we did last time I was here off camera, because I forgot to bring my camera. So now if you guys remember, in one of the first videos that I posted here on YouTube about my Impreza is I wanted to relocate the fuel cell, and in order to do that I had to remake some lines. So I was waiting for some new fuel line to come in and some fuel fittings, and I actually have it all set now. My buddy Matt and I just got this running the other day, so let me show you right now. Alright, so the last time I was here with my buddy Matt, we actually built these other AN lines. So these two feed lines in the back we rebuilt. I just needed to get a new line and I got the fittings. The blue fittings are actually from Matt. He actually had those left over. There's another blue fitting down there at the pump. But basically now I have the pump down below the fuel the fuel cell. So hopefully it won't bog down at it was maybe about a third of a tank. It would start bogging down. So now I have the fuel pump and then the fuel filter over here. Obviously feed line goes over. I had to remake this vent line, and it just goes right to the catch can, and then the two, the return line fit from before, so I didn't need to touch anything with that. So basically I just had to build these two feed lines and this vent line last time I was here, and then rewire the fuel pump. And then that was basically it. And then just the other day I jump started it and I got it running. So let me show you what I've been doing. Yesterday I was here. Before I show you what I was doing yesterday, I forgot in the last video also what we were doing is the exhaust. I forgot to update you on that. So if you watched the last video, I had the problem with the $100 eBay catback didn't end up fitting the downpipe that I had, which it wasn't the catback's fault, it was actually the downpipe. Whoever, the person before me or the person before him, whoever did the swap, cut up the Turbo XS downpipe that it had and welded an aftermarket cat in it. When they did that, they actually extended the downpipe. So then I guess the whatever catback was on it when I first bought it must have been chopped up to fit the downpipe. So when I went to go fit this eBay exhaust on there, it was actually too long. I didn't have any doubt with the exhaust because I actually test fitted an old STI exhaust on it as well, and that didn't fit either. So, and that was actually an NVIDIA exhaust, so it was actually a name brand. But so now I was able to find a used NVIDIA catless downpipe for it was $100. I just had to drive to southern Connecticut to go pick that up. But so that was awesome. Catless downpipe, exactly what I wanted. And one of the last times I was here, actually the time before I got it running, I put the exhaust on. So now if you look in the back, you're finally able to see my nice exhaust out the exhaust tip. So pure JDM, nice big fart can. And then in the front, I don't know if you can see it, but in the front now I have an NVIDIA downpipe, which you can't see that it says NVIDIA, but it says it right there on top. So that was sweet. The dude that I bought it from didn't even know it was an NVIDIA downpipe. I asked him what brand it was and he had no idea. I looked at it and it said NVIDIA. So it was sweet. Got an NVIDIA downpipe for $100. Alright, so now just the other day that I was here, actually the day after Matt and I got it running, I started changing out the crank pulley, which then I needed to go to Napa to get the right size belt because I didn't have the right one. But so basically, a little rundown of what happened was that back last winter, I did an underdrive pulley kit just because when I was drifting, the power steering I figured was either just getting fluid pushed through it too quick. So I underdrove the crank pulley, and then the power steering and the alternator just had lightweight aluminum pulleys. But that actually fixed my issue. At least I didn't have a power steering issue anymore, so I kind of just assumed that the crank pulley and the underdrive kit was actually what fixed the problem. I'm not really 100% sure what fixed the problem, but so it actually made a different problem for me. Was that if you remember one of my last video, well, one of the earlier videos for the Impreza, I said that the battery would just die out. Like I'd always have to jump start it at the events. Like whenever, like no matter how long I had the car on for, if I shut it off, I'd have to jump start it right away. So I was kind of thinking like, maybe it's the battery, but you would think the alternator would charge it, but the battery was also brand new. Like it was literally brand new. So there shouldn't be anything wrong with it. So then I started thinking, well, maybe it's the alternator that's bad, like maybe it's just not producing a charge, but I don't have a battery light on in the dash. So that's kind of steering me away from that too. But then what I also noticed is that when I was sitting in line, you know, getting ready to go out and drift, the idle was kind of low and the fans and the fuel pump sounded kind of quiet. Whenever I started giving it a little bit of gas to like move forward a little bit, if the RPMs went up from me like giving it gas, the fuel pump noise and the fan noise would get louder. Like I'm assuming the underdrive isn't spinning the alternator fast enough at idle. So maybe instead of giving it 14 volts, maybe it's giving it 10, maybe it's giving it 11, maybe it's only giving it 12. Maybe it's just giving it enough to power the car, but it's not giving it enough to charge the battery at the same time. So that's kind of what I was leaning towards. I went on eBay, I found a regular size aluminum crank pulley, and I'm putting that on right now. And then I had to get a regular size belt because I bought a smaller belt for the smaller pulley. And I'm gonna see if that actually fixes the problem. If not, then maybe I'll go ahead and I'll order an alternator, or I'll just try and change the battery. But I really don't think it's the battery, and the alternator looks really old, so that could actually be it. But so I'm gonna try the pulley first and see if that fixes the problem, and then we'll move on from there. Okay, so fast forward about an hour or so. My camera battery was actually dying, so I had to plug it in to charge it. So what I just did off camera, again, sorry about that, but I didn't want to just sit here for an hour and not do anything. I got that new belt on for the new crank pulley. So the new belt is on. Can't really see. I got a new crank pulley down there. That one down there is the stock, like original diameter, so it's not small anymore. The small one was this. Now this thing is tiny compared to the one in there. This one's like smaller than like the power steering pulley. That's how small this one was. So that one would just go in my parts just to hold on to, just in case if I ever need it again. But now that one's all good, the belt's all good, it can be started up now, no problem. So what something else I did off camera is that I actually got those side skirts to fit. Now I told you in like every single episode that I've done on the Impreza that we'd be doing the side skirts that day. Well, today was finally the day that I got those things on. I cut all the pieces that I needed to cut in order to make them fit with the AIT wide body kit, and I'll show you right now what they look like. I think they look pretty good. I had to cut them up quite a bit, but again, it was a, you know, like a $3,000 car with a $500 body kit, so I really don't care, but this is what it looks like. So right now I just have them Cleco pinned on, but it actually makes it quite a bit lower. Oh, and also, I totally forgot, I got these Sparco wheels for like 200 bucks, and I threw some drift spares on them for now. So right now, these wheels will eventually just be my winter wheels. I'll get some winter tires for them, like some snow tires for them, and that's what I'll be using on this thing in the winter time. But I wanted to get something better than these stock WRX wheels on there, so boom, Sparco, used Sparco wheels. So just for now, I got the Sparco wheels on there. But side skirts are finally on. I had to cut the front, like I said before, these little like ear pieces that came up. Same with the rear, I cut those too. Can't really see it, there we go. In the back I did that also. I kind of just like cut it straight. It doesn't look that pretty, but when I lower it down a little bit more, you shouldn't really be able to tell. Hopefully not. But now you can see it, but whatever. I cut it flush all around the side, and like I said, right now I just have a Cleco pinned on. So eventually I'll get some fasteners for it and actually bolt it on, probably once it gets wrapped. So that's that side. Here's the other side. The other side's the same way. It's on, it looks good. looks lower than the stock, you know, non-side skirt. So now, pull it outside to see what it looks like with the new front bumper, new side skirts, and the rear bumper. I haven't done it yet. I haven't seen it like outside in a decent area. So I'm really excited to actually see what this looks like. So let's pull it outside. Well, first, let's see if it starts up. So as I said before, it hasn't been started in a while, so I gotta use my jump pack to start it up. Like I said, it hasn't been started in a while, so a little bit of a rough idle at first, but I got it running. Get this thing outside and we'll take a look at it. Alright, while I blind myself with the sun in front of me, it's outside. It shut itself off, probably just because the battery has no charge and maybe the alternator is still crappy. I'm not really sure, but it was running for a little bit. I got to pull it outside. Here it is right behind me. So let's go and take a little walk around now that you can see the whole body kit. You know, nice little body kit. I added those the little canards that I had on the stock bumper. These are actually Rockabunny version 3 side canards that I bought for my BRZ, but they didn't end up fitting, so I put them on the Impreza instead. The side skirt's down there. You can't really see it because it's all dark, but all the body work is pretty much done on it. The rear bumper is still my favorite part of the body kit, especially now with the muffler down there. STI spoiler, you know, the JDM tail lights. Then here's the fuel door mold. As you can see, can't see any edge, can't see any lip. It should sit pretty much flush. Basically a small little custom detail that probably no one will notice except for myself. Here you go, side skirt again, down underneath. I think it looks good. I can't wait to have it all wrapped one color and then get the actual, you know, wheels for it, the daily wheels. And then it's on to cleaning up the interior a little bit, because right now it just has a bunch of spare parts, and right now it's still just kind of full race car on the inside. I'm going to make it a little bit more dailyable. But there we go, it's outside. I'm going to try and get it running again, just to let it warm up. I kind of want to hear the exhaust a little bit more too. Alright, so I just had it running outside. I quickly pulled it back in because finally I figured out what should be wrong with my charging system is that the alternator is just crapped out. It's gone. It's dead. The battery light finally came on, and if I gave it enough gas, the battery light would start, like, I don't know, it would flicker and kind of go away, which is kind of odd, but it's also, there's barely any fuel in the fuel cell, so when I was trying to give it a little bit of gas, it was also sputtering. But I finally figured out that the alternator is bad. So one of those can't be too expensive. I'm probably just gonna go on Rock Auto and just order one. If not, I'm gonna message my buddy, see if he has a spare one. But other than that, it ran, drove kind of. It pulled out of my shop and back in. But it's a whole lot farther than it was before. Today, we actually got quite a bit done. I'm pretty happy. So I think I'm gonna have to end today where I'm at. The next step for me now is just I gotta get a new alternator, and I just have to clean up the roof a little bit more to get some of that weird Autoflex clear coat off. But besides that, it's pretty much ready. It's ready for wrap. I can send it over to Owen, get it wrapped a new color, and finally permanently mount all the body panels, because right now I just have everything kind of put on just enough to make sure it all fits and make sure it all looks good. I'm gonna end this video right now, so thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give me a subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Put in the comments, guess what color I'm gonna be wrapping it. If you do, if you guess it right, maybe I I'll message you and I'll send you a BoostWorks Performance t-shirt, something like that. So don't forget to give me a subscribe. See you guys later.